Now I'm sure someone will be like, but how would I even know I'm depressed? Is it just
Yeah.
feeling
It's a
sad?
feeling sorry.
No. Sometimes you can gain weight. You can really gain weight.
Hey.
But I'm not depressed, even though I'm sure some people will be like, I'm big.
It's a bolo, yes, you can.
Oh
But
no.
feel the mic and let me see. So you have to feel maybe when he gives you this, you have to feel it and get what you are holding. Right? So that's the best
Like
area comes to
feel
yeah,
the
feel
thing.
it.
But
Yeah. I like the way you're feeling the mic too. So alright. Hello, people. My name is Dutch. You can call me Dutch Made It, and this is Daily Vibes. Okay, so today we come discuss about depression. I know say depression they kill we, especially the youth. So today we invited one of, should I say, experts in depression. So she did here. We could discuss about the how depression they come, how you did that. You could see say you get depression, then all those things. Let me welcome her once again, and we continue. Hi, Miss. Can you please tell us your name and
okay, so I'm Daniela Hinawa, and then I run a foundation which creates awareness on depression. So that's what I do, and I'm glad I'm here actually.
okay, thank you. And I have my brother to here, DJ Charlie Boy.
On the spot.
Are you depression catch you before?
No.
You
I mean,
sure?
they're street boys.
So you don't know anything about depression. Wait, no,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, we've heard people talk about depression, so
DJs
we
are
have.
more depressed actually.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, I'm different. So but then there are a couple of people that I know that they've had depression, and it's not only about what they call it. Okay, let's get into the So, but
All right.
yeah, so my name is Charlie Boy. Yeah, I'm what do you call it? I'm a mixologist. I'm also a music producer and also a manager.
Nice. Okay, so Miss, please, what do you have for us today?
Okay, so today we are talking about depression,
Mhm.
and so it's normal to feel sad once in a while. I mean, everyone has to feel sad, or else you're not a human being. But then, if you are always sad for days, or weeks, or months,
Mhm.
then we can say you're depressed. Because depression is not just being financial unstable or having someone dead or a broken heart before you can get depressed. Once you feel sad for more than days, weeks, years, months, I mean, then you're depressed. So I think today we'll be talking about the types of depression because people feel like depression is only about having heartbreaks, but then we have about 10 types of depression. Others call it forms of depression. So that's what we'll be talking about today.
Okay. So this is Charlie Boy.
Yeah, bro.
You say you don't get depression before.
Yeah, I mean, per her definition, yeah,
Mhm.
being sad.
Mhm.
I think it's a daily routine. But she said for a longer period, you never get it. Because me, I go full, so the depression go go. Yeah.
Let me ask you this before we start. I have one guy. Anytime I will call him, I will be like, "Yo, nigga, where you dey?" Then he will just say, "Chala, dey better, I stress every time, every day." Is that a sign of depression?
Yeah, it is.
You sure?
It is.
So he needs your help, right?
Yes, and so that's why we are talking about types of depression. He
Okay, so
could actually
let's
need
just go straight to it.
therapy, he could go to the hospital because we have the clinical type of depression where you need drugs to cure yourself. So I think we'll have to talk a bit about most of the types, but then we would highlight more on some particular ones.
Okay, let's get straight to it.
So we have the major depression,
Mhm.
whereby we realize that an individual could feel very, very sad, not just sad, but extremely sad, not in the mood for days, for months, and for years. That is called the major depression. Now, with that, you need the clinical aspect. You need to go to the hospital. You need to talk to a psychiatrist or a therapist. Then they can give you drugs because this is out of reach. You don't need the NGOs because even if you come and speak to me, we'll still have to take you to a doctor. sometimes in the NGOs they have doctors, they have nurses, so then they'll just refer you to one, but you still need to go to the hospital as well. So that is the major depression. Now I'm sure someone will be like, but how would I even know I'm depressed? Is it just feeling sad? No, sometimes you can gain weight, like you can really gain weight.
Hey.
But I'm not depressed, even though I'm sure some people will be like, oh no, I mean the person was weighing about, let's say, 60, and now the person is 170. The person doesn't eat, but she's just gaining weight. She's been thinking. You could say the person is depressed.
Wow.
Some too can lose weight, like you don't recognize the person. I remember I had this JHS mate and we thought she had HIV/AIDS. No, no, she was like depressed. So that was also a major depression. There's this lady who fixes my nails. I think 2 days ago, she was saying when she got depressed, she had to trim her hair, like bald, and she had to dye it pink.
Oh, okay.
Because that's how she can release the tension and the stress.
So what to go through?
I'm coming. Like, right, today I'm learning something. Depression can make you, like, you can gain weight.
Yeah,
You can lose weight too.
Yes, it's not just about losing weight. You can gain weight.
Then I think that is depressed. This nigga has been, gaining weight like
you really
randomly.
I'm just taking care of myself.
I know. I mean, that's a proper depression. I mean, yeah, that's a scaffold depression. Yeah.
I'm just taking care of myself.
So I think with the forms, yeah, I think is it Kenya Japan, yeah, our current president, Papa, had a great, we go show them. So he said that somebody can be depressed, and the person would want sex like all the time, and that is their depression. They just want sex. He said that I think a while back. I don't really recall the day, but yeah. And then we were like, okay, so since you are talking about weight gain, then it means that it's also true. Because I know somebody too that every 3 seconds.
So you see, individuals have their different characteristics, and so probably your depression differs from my depression. Same as this depression issue. So maybe you are financial, like stable, you're good, but then I'm not good. When I get to see you growing, getting more money, looking so good, automatically I start to think. Now it's not like maybe it was an issue that is making me depressed, but I've started envying you.
Yeah.
I can get depressed out of it. And with that, I need to psych up my mind that I'm not you. I'm different from you. We were like born on separate days and all. And so I would have to consider that let me talk to you and see how I can also grow in wealth like you. That is how I can solve my depression issue. But people don't know this, and so they turn out to get depressed and they can even commit suicide. With these issues, we don't have to send you to a doctor to get you drugs, because even if you take the drugs, you still keep on envying your friend, and so you still get depressed. And that's when we say, oh, this NGO didn't help me, these people didn't do well because I'm still depressed.
So let me people come to you with this depression issues.
Yeah.
Can you tell us like one that you heard and you're like, oh my
god? Okay, so I know someone that was scammed, that had a heartbreak. Okay, so the person was scammed 4 times.
Okay.
Like different amount of cash.
Wow.
And the person had a heartbreak of 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the person also had, should I say, it wasn't a stillbirth, so let's say a miscarriage as well.
The same particular person?
One individual.
Is the person dead?
She's alive.
I mean, broke.
And she has attempted of killing herself like so many times. Yeah. She took in Parazone. She took in this drugs for months. Like she even, oh yeah, she was on Dettol and all those things.
Wow.
But then she doesn't even get the chance of dying because the time.
She's like Cain. God have cursed her with
But if you look at this particular individual and her life story and everything she's passed through, I mean, you could see that yes, she has been through a lot. So when she's depressed, it's understandable. When she thinks everything is over for her in this life, it's understandable. When she feels like she's worthless, she has wasted time, her energy. I mean, that is what we call major depression.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that is, I think she's one of the clients that when she had her breakthrough from depression, we were very happy. Because some time ago, she even had to go to Pantai Psychiatric Hospital. She was there for like a month, came back. Then another thing happened again. So you need to gather the courage and then decide for yourself that no, I've gone through all these. I still can't go through it again. Besides, That is very hard.
Oh yeah, that one there.
No one is going to think about you.
That
So
one.
you think about yourself and get solutions for your issues.
That's very true.
Charlie. I thought say like
Put the end on one.
I thought say like my problem, like we all have problems, but I thought say like I'm stressing, I'm going through a lot.
Oh,
So
no.
I had this.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, I thought, I was stressed. Yeah, but I've never been stressed. Yeah, but I mean,
Look at me, Boris. You are not stressing.
I
I
mean,
swear.
Oh,
You're
that's,
not
that's the
stressing.
guy that calls you
You are
every
not
day.
stressing.
Please.
Because see what
please stop attacking people. Stop attacking people. My brother, forgive
you are
him,
not
forgive him.
stressing. G, you are not
Forgive.
stressing. I
But
swear.
then, as she said,
Wow.
there are different forms of it, and then what is bigger for me might be smaller for you. You get it? Let's compare the lady's situation. In the case for me, she has been strong. I'll say she has been strong.
Yeah.
Maybe me the pause or no. Me if you are make me from who. You get it? But then she has gone through that stage of her life. She has gone through all those trials, and she's able to conquer.
Yes. So not to cut you short, but then this lady's issue also falls under another type of depression, which is the persistent depressive disorder. So it's a type of a main depression or a major depression, but then this one is a persistent disorder. Now this happens when you're depressed for over 2 or more years. So looking at this lady, she has crossed over 6 years.
Yeah.
It means it's
Yeah.
deadly.
Yeah. I'm serious.
And so when you realize that you've been depressed for more than two, I mean consistently, it started from days, months, then years, then you know where you've gotten to, you really need help.
Yeah.
That is the persistent
Okay,
depressive
so,
disorder.
I want us to wrap up. So if someone is going through all these things, what's the first step? Like, what's the first step that the person should do?
First of all, you need to accept the fact that you are depressed because self discipline, I can't help you when you're not ready. Exactly. And so if I'm depressed, and Dech should realize I'm depressed and he should confront me, I should understand it and accept it in good faith that, oh, yes, I'm depressed. Others are not even depressed, but every day when you call them, they claim they are depressed. And so
Yeah.
if I am depressed, why can't I just accept it and then decide to take the decision for myself? Now, when you accept it, you don't just sit down in your house. You need to look for help. Talk to somebody. I mean, if you are there and you're not calling your friends, start calling them. It's not about money. I mean, when you call me, I would actually ask you for money, but you should be calling them to check up on them because maybe you might call and then she or the guy would open up and talk to you. Now, when you open up to talk to the person, that person can refer you to someone who would help if he or she can't help. Because if you call me, I can help you. I have a foundation that creates awareness on depression. So automatically you're in the good hands. But if you should call your auntie that sells tomatoes or your boy that is a fraud boy or somebody,
Or some of the fraud boys. Yeah, very good. You know, I mean,
Or
I
if
mean,
you should
like
call a
some of the first.
politician as at this time to tell him or her that I'm depressed, you need to look for the right person.
Someone who have time for you.
I mean, Kennedy Japan is the
Exactly.
right person. Right.
Yeah.
So, Charlie boy, what will be your last take about this?
Depression, yeah, Charlie. You need a system. Boys, they suffer. Broken heart self, they bring depression, plenty. Way boys too, they take them what like that. Everybody take broken heart left and right, back and forth. You know, I know people when they get broken heart, you don't keep. You don't keep. You don't keep. So, me myself, yeah, I would say I've been depressed. I like the initial stage. I was depressed back then when I had a breakup. But then I think it was also a realization for me because I have been strong growing up. We don't really sit down and be sad about anything. So when you are sad, you're trying to pick yourself up because the house you come from, you don't have to be sad. It's like you are forced to laugh.
Yeah, you are forced to laugh.
So you can't even be sad when you
Who goes watch your
who goes to you get it? Why they beat you soon? Because papa go when left and right, also be so I think with those times, I think I had it for like let's say a month because it wasn't only the breakup. I also having issues at school and businesses as well. I think they're together. It was also in the COVID time.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, I mean, together as one, as the God, the Father, and the Son, and the Christ. I mean, it bottled most of my emotions up. But then, funny enough, God being so good, I was able to admit that, oh, I need to come out. So I started coming out, pulling in more, you get it, and then I was able to overcome it, and now I'm healed. So I think most guys, Charlie, if you're out there and then you are going through this, you need to see a specialist and talk to them.
Okay, so make I tell you one thing.
You to get some.
Yeah, I think we need to ask you because you haven't.
You need to ask what?
You because we don't know.
Oh, actually, he's depressed.
He's currently depressed.
Yeah, because he just got the broken heart. The guy that I was talking about was him.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Let me. So, what do you want to ask?
So we want to know. Probably you could share your story to your.
No, one thing about me is
The first time I got broken heart.
no, not broken heart per se. If you are dealing with someone, you are dealing with people, you should expect that anything can happen.
So
me,
you don't
apart
have
from
to have
yeah, you don't have
expectations
to have
from
expectation.
people.
You know, sometimes the expectation in leading into those kind of things. So say, Nipa radio, okay, I'm with this one, I'm doing this thing with this person. I know the outcome will be great. And if it doesn't happen like that, then you are depressed. I'm not like that. I always know.
I disagree. How do you become fat? How do you tend to turn you fat?
So I'm not saying that once the person gains weight, that person is depressed.
This guy ain't on here. You know the food.
I also want to tell our lovely viewers that if you should be facing any issue concerning depression, or you have a loved one, a friend, or your ex, you could just refer the person to my foundation.
I'll refer it to one of
Can you
mine.
please tell us your social media handles?
Okay, so it's Daniela Hinawa Foundation, like on all social media platforms, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere.
So on the last part of the show, we can play game about so say we go entertain you, you know go feel depressed about So let me explain this game to you. Um you you have to blindfold yourself and your opponent will give you something for you to feel. So when you touch the thing, you have just 5 seconds to guess what to guess like
Touch the thing.
yeah, feel it.
Feel the thing.
Feel the thing, touch it, anything like how you want to. If you want to put it, if you want to put it in your mouth,
Feel the
if you want to put it,
thing.
so just feel it. Feel the mic and let me see. So you have to feel. Maybe when he gives you this, you have to feel it and guess what you are holding. So that's the game that we are coming to.
Feel
Feel it. Yeah. I like the way you are feeling the mic too. So, alright. So let's start the game. So Charlie boy, you can take anything from the studio, anything from the studio, anything. Tell me, you need to feel this, and you get
This. The feeling is nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
You have just 5 seconds.
Oh, this is a mouse.
Sorry. Okay. So, what again?
Can I take that? Can I take it?
No. Until you are done.
But is my openness in one?
Take this. Fill it.
Those are restaurants.
Okay.
Hey!
So fill it. Yes. Yes.
This is speaker.
Okay, correct. Okay. Really?
This is tripod stand.
Okay, so you are done. Thank you very much. Thank you. You can remove your. Hey, am I here, Ricky? Nigga, I didn't want to.
My favorite one.
Same thing. Nigga. Yeah.
Please, I think his face should be down.
He can't see.
I can't really see anything. But then, by the look of things, this is a bonding glue.
How do you do that? Okay. Alright.
No shock people. That's a Bluetooth chip in the padlock.
Alright.
Please relax. The way he's answering the question, I think something must be done to his.
There's nothing. I can't even see. I've even closed my eyes within it. Okay. I think this looks like, okay, from the inside, this looks like it's a reflection. It covers the, what do you call it, the light.
Alright. You want to change something?
Yeah, change it. Bring everything. I'm the blind messiah. I was blind a long time ago. And I'm a boy. Every idea you must me, mommy.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Something that belongs to me. Why wouldn't I?
Someone needs to look your shit.
Actually, this was on my rice cooker. Okay, my favorite song is by Ohiniba Kisi. And the title is Ampoma.
Let's go.
Me and I make a show say, obey me wow. Me and I'm share wo say, my dear me wow. I brought about you and family can no pain. A brace ya butcher white. Maybe be any a boko. I don't want to cry. You have the belly.
The song is saying, you should say, go.
Yo, Charlie.
I'm about to sing Soledad by Westlife.
Okay.
Okay, so. And the world you left me.
Oh.
Woo!
I feel you're singing for me, eh?
Let's go.
And everyone will believe me talking.
Oh.
I just feel like how you you're not so can
I said, oh, you told me.
coming down.
You're back in your already. That's a good song, yeah? Back in already.
See you on the next one. See you on the next episode. Please like, subscribe, and share. We out.